Recording. Cool. Okay, so what do we need to do? Two things. We need to update our client's inventory when receiving the data from the server. I didn't do that.
Okay.
We need to do that. And I didn't do that because I don't know to what extent the inventory is correct. It may be completely wrong, but we're going to discover that shortly. And then the second
All
thing we
right.
need to do is that we need to uh, somehow we need to update the world stuff. So like when you receive the resources stuff, yeah, it's gonna be on line 181 by the way.
Here.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to update the resource stuff, and we're gonna have to update the inventory. I think the resource stuff is gonna be harder because I haven't thought about it. So I actually don't know how far or how close we
Don't
are.
don't we have the resources stored in a dictionary from position to the resource?
Yeah, but we don't know. Um, we kind of don't know which resource you should update. How are we gonna know that?
It will have to be based on the position, no?
Mm, 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 mm. That's
That
true.
seems right. That's the only
167,
thing that gives you unicity.
167 and 168. So we have those as arguments. So that actually is 159. Position is coming as an argument. That's the position of the resource that we just harvested, by the way. Yeah, okay, I think you're right, Marino. We can actually do that. We can actually do that. Cool. Okay, so we just need to make two functions. One that will update the user's inventory, the character's inventory, and another function that grabs the map of the game state and the response from the server and updates the resource stuff. And that's 90% of it. Then we need to go to the rendering and change the size of the scale of the 3D model based on the quantity. So then it
All
goes
right.
smaller as we harvest more resources.
All right. Server response, receive, harvest response.
Oh
What's in
yeah,
this?
yeah. Yeah, and I did a very bad thing that we're gonna have to refactor, and I don't want to do this. So I hope you have the strength, Marinho, to do it. Not now. Do you notice that I'm using structs as namespaces?
Yeah.
What is the rule according to Zig conventions? If you're using a struct as purely as a namespace, how should that struct be named?
It should be lowercase.
And look at what I did in my infinite wisdom.
Harvest
Humble,
is
aren't you, Luis?
uppercase. Yeah, this should be lowercase.
Yeah, but the reason that I didn't fix it was because it was completely wrong. Then I did this way. I had a bunch of compiler errors because this is being used in multiple places. I refactored the entire file. And then after I finished, I noticed, wait, what was the convention again about namespace and shit? Oh fuck. Okay, I'm gonna ask Marinho to do that for me later. And here the moment came.
So we just want me to do this.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do that in all the other namespaces as well, such as the character namespace, such as the many other namespaces, and the compiler errors in the multiple files. So let's not do that.
Mm, okay.
Like you can revert that change, and let's actually just keep going. And then this is just for you to know because at some point you may have you may consider complaining about it. Who did this? So I'm already
Oh, this,
informing you.
but this is only used in 4 places. Well, it's
No man.
defined in one place and used in three.
No, man. I did in the entire file. Go back to the file.
Okay.
So look, we have a character there, so we have harvest, and I did with the other ones as well, man.
Right. It's not just the harvest.
Yeah, yeah. I actually made like a pattern, so now we have a request and a response in each namespace, which is way more readable than what was before. Was before I was kind of lost, which is like, what is the payload that I should send, and what is the payload that I should expect? And then I got pissed and I did this.
Okay, that's good, I think.
Okay, so we have
Uh,
the delta inventory, so I think we need to grab that.
Delta inventory.
Yeah, I didn't have a better name from the server side, so.
This is not technically a delta if you go by a very strict definition, because this is saying for this item name the quantity is now this.
Yeah, but I'm not sending you the entire inventory. That's why I named delta. Because my original plan was to send you everything, remember?
Yes.
And then you convinced me to not do that, and I said okay. But then naming is hard.
All right. So we're receiving.
That we're receiving 141.
Yeah, harvest.info, which has an inventory and a why is this a number?
Well,
Oh, right, this is
because
the new quantity of the resource, I see.
exactly. Yeah, so we just need to pick those deltas and apply them to the state of the get to the game state stuff. That's it. So
Right.
180. Just yeah, grab the binding there.
So basically we need to say game state dot
Yeah, I
I
have no idea
forget
how this is done in the game state, the inventory stuff. I maybe it's not even finished. Maybe just prototyped and forgot about it.
character table, tile table, object table,
Yeah,
resource
it's definitely on
table,
character. It's definitely on character.zig.
world. Oh, here are the fields. Width, height, menu, allocator scene, connection.
It's inside the character money. Go up.
You
Game.
mean here?
Yeah. So is there anything that resembles an inventory? Animation stats. No.
Model, position, preview, velocity, action, inventory.
Yeah. So yeah, these to do these things should come from the server. Yeah, it's still not. We're still not there, but we are getting there. So um, I think we want to say items, right? So what is an item?
A sequence, so it's a slice of item entities, apparently.
And an entity can be either an equipment, a potion, and a resource. Okay, so let's go to
This
resource.
Why is this a slice though?
At the time, I probably did the most naive thing possible, which in this case it is just a collection of items. Uh,
Wait. It's a sequence of entities. It can be an equipment, a potion, or a resource. A resource is just a union,
yeah, this is
which is
definitely not
empty,
done. Yeah, this is definitely not done.
or okay, I see. Bush, tree, chest, rock, and then this is the quantity, presumably, the weight.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, I'm kind of impressed that I thought about that, but okay. Uh, yeah, but there's a
Okay.
slight problem though. The item stuff is supposed to have more things, such as the description and other whatever we did on the back end.
But we don't need to. We don't need to store. We don't need to transmit that because that's not gonna change during the gameplay, right?
No, in the payload that we are receiving, 100% not. We are just receiving the item key name, which well we can convert to tags of the tagged union just fine because of Zig. But what about the first loading when you are actually joining the world? We're gonna have to receive the description. At least that
Yes, but we
point.
but we can do that separately. We can say, okay, we're joining the world. I'm going to query the server for all the item descriptions, or maybe the client has a copy of the item descriptions. I'm not sure which one is better. So we just load that, and then we use that for displaying the description to the player, but we don't really need to transmit that over the wire more than once.
Man, I just had a crazy idea. What if the client has a local DB?
I mean, we could do that. It would probably simplify a few things. It would also complicate other things.
Because you're kind of right. How often are we going to change descriptions of items?
Uh,
Yeah, we can have some sort of what? Um, I don't want to piss Magetta off, but what about an SQLite instance on the client?
uh, that's that might be fine because the idea is to have this just be in memory because we're just going to cache a slice of the actual DB that lives in the server, right? Essentially.
Why would that piss
Man,
me off?
well, because SQLite is you already criticized that a bunch, so.
Well, it's not that I hate it. I just don't think it's well designed.
Man,
But
you know what this solves, Marinho? Remember the tagged union design issue that we now load all the assets into memory using in the beginning of the program, but we
Yeah,
want to make the tagged union so then we can unload and load assets dynamically, right?
yeah.
Depending on the scene that you're joining. What if the assets live in the database, in the client one? Like, can that
Uh, the,
simplify the tagged union shit?
the problem with that is that you will have to download the assets every time. That's not a good idea,
No, I
probably.
don't need to download it every time because you're also not going to download the descriptions of every item every time.
I'm not talking about every time you do something after the game starts. I'm talking about every time the game starts.
Ah, I see.
Like, if you just download the item descriptions when the game starts, that's not ideal, but it's probably okay because it's just text. That doesn't take very much space. But assets, those are 3D models. They are big. We shouldn't um, we shouldn't download them every time we start the game.
Okay, yeah, that doesn't really solve the tagged union problem. Damn. Yeah, I'm trying to procrastinate to do that, but well. Okay.
you can always procrastinate without a reason. That's also fine.
No, but then I feel bad. I genuinely feel bad.
Okay, Lemos, if this explodes, it's your fault.
Okay.
That's fair. Um,
Why not? Okay, we're gonna have to. Okay, but here's the thing though. Okay, so here's what we need to do. You need to transform the string that is coming from the server to a tagged union. We need to do some comp time shit.
uh, there's probably a helper for that in STD meta
Wait,
somewhere.
yeah, yeah, wait, but I have a better idea. Because the items will stack infinitely, as we discussed already, what about upgrading this slice of items to be a hash map of items?
Yeah, that's probably better. And also, uh, hmm. Actually, here's the thing. We don't want equipment to stack, right?
Well, do we? That's a question.
I mean, we could, but then
Well, the only reason I would not stack them is at the point that we add durability. If they have different durabilities, like Minecraft, then they should not stack. But if they are all perfect and the same, why not?
hmm.
And especially now, the items are just strings essentially.
For us to have durability though, there's a thing we need to add. We need to add the notion of item identity. We don't have that currently.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to make NFTs.
Uh,
Yeah, let's upgrade
okay.
this to a map though. I think that's still the move, regardless of, but not the entity to a hash map, the items on the inventory in the inventory.
Okay, so this will be not a slice, but it will need to be.
Yeah, we used this
Oh,
before though. If you
actually,
go to state.zig, it's there.
no, yes, but actually, yeah, this actually needs to be something slightly more complicated than just name, description, kind. This is from equipment.
Yeah,
Okay, this
this
is
is just a
literally
mock though. This is just a
okay.
mock.
Yeah, this is literally the entire file. Okay, so it needs to be a hash map where the key is a pair of a type and something else, and the value is a
The
quantity.
Yes, the value is definitely a quantity. And here's another thing. The inventory will be spatial, right? So the position matters because when you load your game and you rearrange your items, we should
We
care about it.
were didn't we decide to just go with a list?
Well, yes, but we're not saving the position of the list of the items.
Oh, you mean the order that the items appear?
Yeah, because if I rearrange the stuff, because well, I prefer this organization better. At the point that I close the
But
game
if
and open again,
but if the but if it's a list, shouldn't we just have sort options?
well, yes, and one sort option is arbitrary position, which is
Okay.
basically grabbing with the mouse and putting somewhere else.
Okay, so it's gonna be um, equipment potion resource. This is not what I wanted to do.
Yeah,
Here.
it's gonna the keys are gonna be entities, and the values are gonna
Actually,
be the numbers, no?
they really shouldn't be actually.
What are we going to use then?
Uh, well, let me just
Yeah, if you want to copy
std
paste, the hash map that we
auto
used before is in the state.zig or something.
auto hash map. We need a key and a value types. The key type needs to be. Actually, let me put this elsewhere. I put this elsewhere just for the time being. Const items. Let's call it items for now. I'm going to inline this later, but just to have the reference to the
Mm-hmm.
entity there. Items equals std auto hash map. We probably will need to change that because we're going to use a non-trivial key type. But the key type needs to be a union, which is tagged where this is just gonna be weight.
Okay, but I'm very interested on the union. So what's gonna be in there?
Uh, if it's an equipment or a potion, uh, we need to know the name of the equipment or potion, right? Because that's the primary key that we use in the database.
Well, the name is the primary key of all for all of them. Doesn't matter if it's equipment or potion or resource.
Well, in that case, we can actually just do something like struct enum of equipment. Actually, I don't recall. Do we have a single namespace for all items in the
Um,
database?
yes, it's one table only. It's inside character, I think.
Yeah, so actually, we can just use a string hash map.
Yeah, but that's what I said that we shouldn't because we need the other stuff. Like the equipment. There's more data about it, not only the name that you're gonna have to display. We're gonna have to hold that data somewhere.
But then we will have to actually, well, that's just the description actually, right?
No, right now, but later, all the data about the items, such as description, durability, capacity, special properties,
But that's all static, right? It doesn't change.
not necessarily. Especially I can see balancing happening on the server in terms of durability, for example.
But it's the point is, if we need to change that, we need to. Hmm. Actually, that's a question. Do we want to allow balance updates to happen while the game is running?
It worked.
Congrats, Magetta.
Man, I can't believe it.
The answer is, do you want live updates without having to restart the game? Um, okay, so what you're saying, Marinho, is that we're gonna basically save all of these static information somewhere in the client beforehand to
Yeah, either
display it.
save it in the client or have the client download it as the first thing it does when starting up. Um, because it's not really. The point is, this shouldn't change very often, and ideally, it shouldn't change at all during a single session, right?
Well, that's true, but well, let's go with the string hash map for now because why bother? I think it's fine. Especially because we have a lot of stuff to do. We're like, let's not get stuck on future concerns now.
Okay, so actually, I can just put this here. And actually, Lemos, there's one thing, and exactly one thing that you're probably going to like about unmanaged collections.
What is that
They
about?
have a default value. Well, not really a default value. They have an empty value.
Oh,
The managed ones don't.
cool, very cool. Okay, but let's use this. So the inventory is now we can update it now. Let's go back to the server dot messages. I think it's
This will
messages.
probably break a bunch of stuff, by the way.
Well, probably, but that doesn't matter. The compiler will tell us. Not messages. It's main.zig inside the server. Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Yeah, there. So gamestate.character.inventory.items. Then you need to do some add or update or whatever.
Just 1 second. There we go. Dot. Hmm.
Like we're gonna increment, right? Wait, are we passing the? We are passing the total quantity, right?
We're passing the total quantity,
Yeah. So
yes.
just do a lookup. If it fails, we need to do. Actually, it doesn't matter if it fails. Actually, it doesn't matter if it fails or succeeds, right? Because you're just gonna do an override.
Yeah, we're just gonna do an overwrite.
Yeah. So just put the harvest response dot delta inventory dot whatever.
This is okay. This is way too long. Let me just say items equals uh, const items equals the address of. Oops, I didn't want to go that far. This thing, and its type is going to, is just to help the LSP for a second, is std string hash map of u8. items, and then we do put.
Put the key is the harvest response dot delta inventory dot whatever, and the value is gonna be the other thing.
Harvest response dot
Delta
uh,
inventory dot
dot yeah. Oops.
item
Item
name,
name.
and the value is the other key. So the same harvest response, delta inventory, and the dot quantity, I believe. Nice.
This is not gonna type check.
No. Probably. The compiler will tell us.
Uh, hmm. Actually, if we go game state character inventory items, where is it? Character. Yeah, we should change this to U32, I think. Maybe.
I don't remember the type that is coming anyway. Let's do the resource now. We need to remember where are we holding the data for the resources. I have absolutely no recollection of that. I think it's in the state.zig and there is a map there.
State.zig.
Yeah, so there,
Uh,
somewhere in here there is a resource thing. Yeah, resource table. Let's look into that. Not that.
I think this is actually resource table here.
Yeah, so what are we doing? Position and the resource. Go into the resource. There it is, 103. We need to do something about that field. Using the data that is coming from the delta thing.
Changing the quantity. So what we need to do is let me go back there.
Oh man, I'm kind of excited. We're
Uh,
getting close. Fine.
here. I can get rid of this print, right?
Yeah, you can get rid of the prints.
Const resource equals, and this is going to be a pointer to a resource. Yeah, world.resource. And then we say not resource. And then we say it's going to be game state dot
Resource something. Nope.
resource.
Oh, it's probably resource.world dot game state dot world dot resource.
Oh right, world character. That's why it was not, because that was not a thing. If I say
Yeah, but
yeah
the same
hash
for the resource. The same for the resource.
world dot
Map
resources.
yes. Then you need
And
to
this is a
do.
hash map, and then you need to do there is a function that takes the key and returns a pointer to the value associated with the key. Clone,
No. But
contain.
we should not do that though.
Why?
Okay, because we are providing the total quantity of the resource in that position, correct?
Yes.
We need to do an if before doing this to see if the quantity is now 0, because then we need to do a delete instead.
Okay. Well, okay, that's fair. In that case, const resource quantity equals
Harvest
harvest.
resource dot delta resource dot that's it actually.
Well, actually, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, and then you do an if, check if it's 0. If it is, we need to do a deletion. And you should allow the exception to blow up because this should be a consistency error.
What do you mean?
If we go through this if and the item that we are about to delete is not there, I think we should error out.
Well, why?
No, because that means that we are receiving the information that we are receiving doesn't make sense. We already don't have an item on XY. Why are you telling us that the quantity is 0 again?
Well, if that's the case, we... Hmm. Actually, we won't be able to receive this response in the first place because the server is going to try to do a join with an item that doesn't exist when we ask to harvest a resource.
Well, but that's assuming that everything's going on well from the server side, right? Probably the deletion operation will throw an error from the Zig. If there is an entry matching the key, it is deleted from the hash map, and this function returns true. Otherwise, it doesn't. It actually just returns false. Okay then. We should at least log that though. If it goes false, we should log it. I also
Remove.
the key is the position. The position is coming as an argument. Just type position here.
Okay, and we should do something with this, right?
Yeah, if that's not true, right? If it's false, we need to do a log of some kind.
If we remove, if we don't remove,
Yeah. Copy the 195. I think it's gonna be helpful. And then you just change the
195.
the error, the 197 now. And just change the brackets with error to warning, or I don't know. And I
Yeah,
know
I think
there's
I
probably better
burned.
tooling for the logs, but we use this for now. What,
Actually,
Magenta?
there is. There is std log, and we can say warn.
Magenta? You said something?
And I think I burned some gray cells on this.
Nice. Just put a message there, Marinho. It's fine as it is.
Uh, okay, I'm going to say. Wait, do we already have this? We don't.
No, we don't have the message.
Uh, tried to. Or actually, failed to remove resource because it already does not exist.
Yeah. Okay, we did a deletion. Then let's go to the else branch of the first if and do what you were doing before.
Else, this,
Yeah.
and then fetch put.
This should just be a put though. We don't need to do a fetch first because you are sending the total quantity, right?
Right, this should just be a put actually.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, if we just do a put, we will have to actually construct an entire new thing of that, which is kind of annoying.
Okay, so I see what you wanted. Yeah, that makes sense. Do the fetch put then. That actually is a good call. Because then we're not gonna have to reconstruct everything from scratch. And I don't think we even can. I don't think we would be able to. There's some data missing at this point of the program.
Yeah, it's get entry. Okay, so
Position is the key.
there's no value here. Yeah, there's an optional pointer.
Yeah, just do a try. I think it's fine.
Uh, current resource. Just do a try.
Yeah, because the get entry will return you something to do a try on. No?
But this is not an error union. This is an optional pointer actually.
Okay, 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 okay. Sorry.
Although this shouldn't really be possible actually.
Well, yes, it shouldn't be possible, but well, we should take care of the unreachables as well.
Or else unreachable. That's
Yep,
That's probably not ideal, but
it's going to work. For now, it's okay. Okay, after we do that, we need to do an update on the game state world map, blah 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 blah.
dot value pointer dot
Quantity
quantity
equals
equals
to the.
the resource quantity.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
Um, okay, so let's test it out. This should work already. But we should put some logs on the inventory though, and the quantity of the resources. Let's actually do it even better. Let's go already to the rendering and change the size, the scaling depending on the quantity.
Uh,
Go
that's not.
to main.zig inside the game. Search for resource.
Hmm.
Nothing in here. That's a little
Nope.
sus.
Draw world.
Yeah, it should be kind of in here. Oh, actually, it is in here because resources are objects. So it is on line. I lost it. 90 something. No, not
Hmm.
90. 94. Yeah. So here's the thing. What are we doing? We're checking if the object is not empty, meaning there should be an object here. Okay. Then we check if we have the object's data for the rendering, which we do. And then you see line 97. Go,
97.
yeah, keep going on this line. Yeah, there is, yeah, object data.scale. You see that?
Yeah.
We're gonna do a percentage 0 to 1 thingy using the capacity and the quantity.
Data scale. Wait, the scale is vector 3. It's not actually a float.
No, yes, but we're gonna change this. We're gonna create a vector 3. We should probably make this a function because here's gonna be a mess. But I think it's the scale one that we actually want to change.
Position is a vector 3. Object data is an object which has a model, a scale, an axis, an angle. We don't really.
We don't differentiate the objects from the resources on the level of the
Oh,
rendering.
oh, we do have the worlds here actually. That was what I was concerned with.
Yeah. So what we need to do is the following. Um, well, let's actually just create the function, which is going to be resource scale or something, or object scale. I think object scale is going to be a better name. We need we
uh,
need two things for this function. We need the game state because there we have the world in which we have the resource table, and we need the object data because actually not even the object data. We only need the coordinates to check if the resource table is available. In the resource table, we're going to do a lookup, and then we're going to do the math with the quantity and the capacity and return a vector 3. That's it.
all right. Uh, let's make a helper function. Scale resource.
I'd rather make scale scale object because we're going to replace the object scaling with this.
But we're only going to scale resources, no?
Yeah, but I'm kind of thinking of identifying if the object is a resource in here instead of putting down there.
Okay, scale object. We need. Well, we need a position, right? So.
Oh, wait. I have an idea. Never mind. Let's go with scale resource. And let's make this return an optional vector 3. Because then we can do the or else trick down there. And it's going to look cleaner. Okay. Do you agree, Marin?
Uh. Can't we just. Like, the default is to not mess with the scale, we should just return a 000 vector, right?
No. It should return whatever the configuration file scale is configured to do.
Okay.
Go to assets.zig. I'm going to show you something. search for tree. Oh, it's in the config.zig, not assets, my bad. Yeah, it's not 0. None of them are 0.
Okay.
So this is the default value. This is a static file that I load in the beginning of
Oh, but
everything.
then we have a problem, Lemos, because the actual we will need to check the type of the resource, grab the scale, the default scale for that type, and multiply it by whatever, depending
We
on
already
the.
have the specific one. Go back to the other file. One back
Not
again.
this one.
Uh, yes,
Here,
you see line 97. If
97.
the object data binding that is coming there is already the correct one.
Okay, so uh,
Let's do a scale object. Never mind. We need to receive the scale, the default scale anyway.
okay, let's call it default scale, which
Yeah.
is
Vector
vector 3,
3.
right?
Yeah, but they need to put the name spacing. RL dot vector 3.
Uh,
We need to receive the game state, a pointer to the game state, or to the game, a pointer to the world. So just copy the one below. Yep. And you're going to return a vector 3.
we need a position as well.
We need a position as well. You receive. Let's make it a. What do you prefer, x and y, or vector 2?
I actually prefer a pair of integers because that's the type of the key in the map.
Okay, so let's make it that then.
Uh, okay, let's put it as the first parameter actually, position.
Yeah, but it's not integers though, because of the relib thing. It's actually floats, and we have
No,
them
no,
there.
no, but
86,
but
87.
the map, the keys are integers in the map.
Are you sure? Resources. Go
This
back.
is not.
32.
The great Benavides
Yep.
is in the
Oh, they're
corner.
actually F32s. Okay.
Yeah, that's a relib thing.
He's here,
Hello, Benny.
and he's here to party.
Hello.
How is
Hello.
the game going?
Man, we are getting very close. Very close.
We are
The
vibe coding right now, Benet.
Vibe coding? That's nice.
This
This
is
is the
not
best
actually
way.
the right thing.
The best way to
no,
create
no, those
bugs.
are two different worlds, Marin. The position lives in the world inside the messages. This world
Oh,
is,
right.
yeah, those are different
Messages.
namespaces.
Messages dot world dot position.
Yeah, that's it for our function.
Marinho should do Kakuna ASMR.
And we should return another vector 3
Another
for the
vector 3 for
scale.
sure. Yeah,
Be very careful to what you desired. He might actually pull it off.
He might actually do
yeah.
it.
The first thing that you
And-
need to do, Marin, is to do the lookup. If the lookup fails, we just return the default.
If world dot resources dot get and the key is the position.
By the way, Magetta, do you want to know this crazy idea I had with Linus today?
We are recording, by the way.
But yeah, go on.
Everything. Oh yeah, I think Marine was there as well. But anything geometry-wise, we just do inside Postgres as well, using that.
Oh man, that's what yes, that's what I was
Postgres.
thinking of doing with the areas, right?
Yeah, Postgres actually handles that, and you can actually do I
Yeah.
don't know pathfinding as well. So if this project
Yeah, like you draw like instead of I was thinking of the map, right? Because the map is basically integers right now. So
Yeah.
you can make like polygons, and then you can check like intersection with the polygons. I just think that
Oh wait, sorry to
Mhm.
interrupt you, Mageta. Marinho,
Go on.
there is a function from Raylib to do what you want.
Really?
Clamp.
Gaily.
There is.
I don't know what the name of it, but there's definitely one.
Scale. Yeah, scale. Scale the default scale by a scalar, which is going to be
The quantity divided by the capacity.
My SaaS was built with Cursor, zero written code. AI is no longer just an assistant, it's also the builder. Now you can contribute to whine about it or start building it. March 15, 4:34 a.m. March 17, 9 a.m. Guys, I'm under attack ever since I started to share how I build my SaaS using Cursor. Random things are happening. Maxed out usage of API keys. People
The
bypassing
future.
the subscription. Creating random shit on DB. As you Thank you.
It's the
Okay.
future, man.
That's
It's the
the future.
future.
Man, that's the future. Software will become such a shithole.
uh, and the sad part is I actually need to cast those integers because
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Just go for it.
they are U32s. They can hold a larger range than F32s.
Yeah, just go for it. Yeah, but after we plug this scale object function in there, man, we're very close. I think we're already testing. We're gonna have to compile and see what breaks.
Uh, F32, and then we say float from integer, resource quantity.
Boom. Now just go to the objects and change the scale to do the function call. The default is what
Uh,
is already there, what was there.
we don't have this as a pair, right?
No, we don't.
Default scale is the thing that we already had.
And the world has the binding name world anyway, so just delete that. Let's
I have a
compile.
question, but I'll leave that for the end of this. It's about fourth, Marinho.
Oh, fourth is amazing.
Do dev env
Uh,
up first. Uh,
no, I want to see if this compiles first, actually.
okay, go for it.
Just client build, right?
You can, yeah, I think you can do
There's
client
no
build
way.
progress. It compiles.
No, there's no way that's gonna be first try. Oh,
He
okay.
did
Tommy,
it.
aqui você toma.
You
No,
doubt?
that we didn't initialize the map. That should not work. So I was expecting these type of errors. Okay. Go to the state.zig. Let's initialize the thing. 133. Yeah, items. Yeah, you need to do dot items in there now and do the map initialization thing.
You know what would be really nice if we were already in 0.14 and then I could do just this dot init.
Oh, that's very
Dot init.
convenient. That's very convenient.
Because, yeah, but that's not a thing because I need to actually write this out. So, string hash
Speaking
map.
about it, have you discovered the problem with zero?
I haven't yet, no.
Okay. It
Which
is just the
problem?
cards example, right? That didn't work on 14.
Yeah, and it doesn't even give me a compiler error, it just fails somehow.
Yeah, that's really weird. It's allocator there.
The problem is only cute girls can do what you want. I'm sorry. By design.
Go for it. Next year.
Missing struct field items in the character. Oh, right, right.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, this is the domino effect. Because now line 75 doesn't work.
Yeah, this doesn't work.
Let's hope everything else works.
Nope.
Well, about this part, I mean. And the answer is yes, but now we need to go to the state.zig and remove the equals on the character. It's all the way up there. Go up. Keep going, keep going.
56.
Yeah, that will no longer work. Oh, you can actually do it in here instead. That's true. Yeah, so remove it from down there then. Oh, there's no allocator. That's
There's
the
no
reason.
allocator because this is actually a default value. Yeah, no, this actually needs to go away completely.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
But
But
then the initialization of the world is probably gonna break somewhere.
I don't think no, but the world is not equal to empty there. So it should be better. Missing struct field inventory. Not cool. So 307. So what do we have in there? Oh, okay. We need to do an dot inventory here and do a sum. Uh, oh no, wait. This is allowing us. Well, this is forcing us to add an inventory to the multiple to the other characters,
Hmm.
and I don't think we should do
Yeah,
that.
that's not right. Yeah, we shouldn't.
Fuck, but now what? Make the
Well, we
map
need to.
optional? That's very cursed, but
Well, if it was an unmanaged map, we could just keep it empty, but that's not an option.
yeah. So let's do it like this because we know we're gonna upgrade it to 14. Let's just make the map optional then, and make a default and bring back the default values as null.
Mm,
Because otherwise, we're not gonna be able to reuse the characters for multiplayer.
actually, it's probably better to do it like this. Let me see. That's not what I wanted. Type of this thing. Not gonna let me. Okay. Uh, where was it? I think it
Character.zig.
was character here, right?
Yep.
If we do this, actually, then we can say that the default value for this thing is this whole thing, which is inconvenient as heck, but is dot empty.
No, but isn't this a 14 feature?
Oh no, it's a 14 feature to. Actually, let me check if we actually have the empty. We don't. Oh right, because before that we could just do this actually.
Okay, is this going to work?
It should, but then we need to actually re-add the default values elsewhere.
Yeah.
And then we need to change a little bit how we're using this map, but that's easy to do.
Okay
So this
then.
gets a default value back, and
There's another place, at least one more place.
this one gets a default value back. And this can go away.
Well, let's fix the management of the map already then.
And then, well, we're only mutating it here, so this put function now takes an allocator, so we pass an allocator.
You need to grab it from the game state.
And we need to grab it from the game state. Okay. Const, let's call it GPA. Game state
Wait.
dot
So does that mean that
allocator.
you can do puts with different allocators?
That's probably gonna break if you do that. So you should remember which allocator you are using for each map.
Well,
In this
but
case, there's a global allocator for the entire game state, so that's not a problem.
yeah, but wouldn't the compiler tell me that hey, you are using two different allocators for the same put map thing? Or is
No,
this up to
because
me?
they have the same type, so the compiler is not gonna complain.
Damn. Okay, so it's kind of dangerous to do this. Okay, cool. Okay, let's go. Let's move on. So what else?
Remove doesn't need the allocator, and this actually doesn't need an allocator either. So we just need this essentially.
Okay, let's compile. Next up.
It compiles.
Damn.
Marin is a genius, man.
Yeah.
Types
I
and
never had any
code just
doubts.
behaves. Right. Marin types and the code behaves.
Yeah. But I'm
I'm
excited. I want to see it working. Dev env up. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm the machine whisperer.
Machine whisper. Um,
Okay, so devenv up. Just db reset, right?
Yep.
And that
Wait,
fails.
wait.
All right, because I have this stale file that we don't need anymore, actually.
Okay.
How do I do this? Do I actually care about this file?
What is inside that file?
We were considering making a separate file for the item migration.
What is inside that? Just for me to know.
This. We were trying to move stuff, remember?
Oh, you can nuke this.
Yeah. Uh,
Reset. Nice. Server on it. And now let's go.
I need another terminal.
Beyond the terminal, yeah, but I want to know
Going,
if
you can go away.
the we should decrease the default value, but we can do that later. It's reasonably fast anyway, so because I want to know
Actually,
if the procedure handling the zero cases is going to work.
nix develop impure just for the sake of sanity, and then we do
Just client on it.
just client.
What?
Window equals null. Oh right, because
Oh,
right,
Nix
I
stuff.
actually should do. Yeah, I actually should do.
You need to build it first and then do this.
Yeah, I need to nix build. What was it? Dot hash client or something, right?
Yeah, I think so. Let's hope it doesn't take a long time. Ah, man.
It's probably
Okay,
gonna take
I
a
also
bit because
yeah,
we're in release mode.
I also lied though. Go to the other terminal, open another one actually, and do just
Open up
psql inside the Nix develop as well. Just db,
ins
sorry, just db.
inside an X develop.
Yeah,
Okay. Just DB. Oh right, you have a REPL connected to the DB, right?
yeah, because then we're gonna check if the items are being, the resources are being consumed. I already tested this on Monday, well, on last Monday, 1 week ago, and it was working. But just to double check.
Okay, this still fails because
I don't remember. We always get this problem.
uh, whatever. Let me just do this instead. Dig build. Yeah, just dig build. Why? Oh, you know what? Am I in the correct branch?
Definitely.
Oh, actually, I know what's the problem. Yeah, I have 0.14 outside of Nix develop.
Okay, that's the problem.
Well, that's easy to
Definitely.
fix. 0.13. Now I can do Zig build.
Okay. Nice.
Right. localhost.
You
Uh,
consider probably putting those by default, right? So you
Yeah,
don't need
yeah.
to do that.
I always think about that such annoyance. Okay, go there. Okay, and do the thing. S- Stop, 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 stop. You did it twice. Now go to the
oh,
repo.
oh, oh! Look!
Oh yes.
The
It
code is
is it is.
Diminishing.
Wow! It
Okay.
works,
No, it's a bit
boys.
weird that it's a bit weird. It's shrinking, but I can
No,
see
that's the
the.
best we can do for at the moment. In the
Yeah.
future, we can replace, we can like swap the model to be like more realistic. That it's like getting depleted or whatever. Okay, do the following. Select star.
Can't we just do
Oh, you
what
need to
is
do
it?
the slash x on shit because
What do you mean?
yeah, man, it's Postgres nonsense. That's
Go back
how I
there,
call it.
Marin. Go back there.
Yeah, I'm
This
just don't
slash
remember the
this
name of
slash
the
d
view.
this
Sorry.
slash d v. Remove this slash dv. No,
The
the
other
other slash.
The other
yeah.
slash.
And type the name of the schema and with an at space name a schema.
Oh, the at is after.
No, sorry, it's not at, it's a asterisk, right? It's like a pattern. So like you type whatever, then the
Right.
Char-
pattern should start.
it's character, by the way, the namespace, the schema.
Yeah, and then you
Like
put,
this?
yeah, that will pick everything on that schema. uh is
Actually,
is
I'm not
character the
sure.
name of the schema, is that right?
Yeah, I
Yes,
think it is.
yes.
No,
So
I
that's the
actually
only
just
view.
wanted to look. Yeah, I actually just wanted to look at a view. I just don't remember which one I
uh
want.
but that lists all the views, there's only one view there.
Oh,
I
okay.
just do.
The view is actually on the map namespace then, not on
Yeah,
the
Oh,
character
exactly.
one.
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
lists from public. Yeah.
Yeah.
There. So
And
I
if you
think
want to
it's
see
I don't
more, you do
yeah.
dash D and then the name.
Semicolon.
Mm,
Semicolon.
You call it
I have
Dolomite.
14.
14
Okay,
Dolomite.
do one more. Do one more.
Failed
Tommy.
updating the character, apparently.
Yeah, yeah, that happened, but do it again. Still
Still
14.
14.
Okay, so something
I
bad
guess.
happened. We don't know what happened, but something bad. Go to the server. The server is probably fucked up.
Yeah, go to the Erlang server.
Hmm.
Probably did big poo poo.
Oh, removing timed out. Oh, I think I know why. It's because I switched to another workspace, so it probably stopped the client, maybe. Possibly.
Oh.
Oh, but there's the logs here.
Mhm.
See.
Yeah, the delta resource is decreasing, right? So it's we are actually getting it. And the inventory
And
one quantity is increasing. Nice.
yeah,
It
this works
works,
actually.
boys.
This actually works. How do I do this?
No, that. But if you
Try to log out.
yeah, the logout, but the key is not ask, is the one above enter.
Yeah, it's the backslash above enter, right?
Yeah, the backslash.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's not working actually.
try to
Fun,
kill
fun.
the client.
Yeah, kill the client, but you're gonna have to do a reset on the database.
I was probably gonna have to do it anyways because of, well, this, right?
Yeah, definitely. But it works. Okay, let's actually try with the tree as well. I want to see the tree. And we should also do on the Postgres, we should check if the inventory of the character is good as well. So you need to do table character.inventory.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, let me do that before resetting. Yeah, it's there.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So there is a okay, but we need to okay, go to the inputs file and let's change how many dolomites we have because I want to see if the zero condition is working.
Uh,
It would be nice to have a PG cron process later that respawns the rock after.
Yeah. That's definitely a good idea, Bene, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you see the 50 on line 20 and 21? The 50 is the capacity and the quantity, and the 1 is the base amount extraction rate. So we either
Let's
go 25 or more here. Yeah, that's okay. Having 10 is okay. Because then we can test what happens if you go to 0. Now
okay.
you
So if I do
Yeah, now you reset the shit. Yes. Just server on it. And now let's go.
log in, I am myself, and I'm a schemer.
Okay, let's try with the 3 first, because if I want to see how it decreases.
Oh, actually, I bumped the harvest rate for the dolomite.
Yeah, the rock, yeah.
Oh man, that
Yes.
tree just shrinks. Awful.
Well, man, it's the best that we can do right now.
I'm doing the best I can.
Yeah.
It will become a bonsai, man. What the heck?
Yeah, this is gonna take ages though. Let's go to the rock now and do 5 times there.
Um,
Oh, okay.
Okay, getting
Well,
close. Getting
that's fast.
close.
What the heck?
And something blew
and
up.
it broke.
Something blew up.
But wait, did it crash the game or?
I think I don't know which one broke first. I think the client broke first. No, it's the server. The client is waiting.
Uh,
Did the server
Uh,
really blow up?
yeah, the server definitely blew up. There's a bunch of undefineds in there.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Ooh.
the 0 stuff didn't work. The procedure has a catch for the 0, so that didn't work apparently.
Mm-hmm.
So where did the error start? Go all the way up, Marin. It's after the gen server stuff from Benet, the stack trace is kind of meh, but okay. There it is. Okay, so look there. The quantity was 40 on the inventory, then delta 10, delta resource 10, which means that we were on the last iteration. Then we
Mm-hmm.
did the thing and something happened. So
We're,
inside the EPG SQL with transaction,
we're trying to get the head of an empty list, apparently.
Yes, that's the
I know
difference.
exactly where this is. Okay, go to the harvest resource. Go to the, I think it's character.earl.
There's a line there, character.arrow line 140 something.
Yeah, it's definitely the head one. Where it is? No, it's the harvest
Here.
no, it's the harvest resource.
Mm.
It's the one below.
Yeah, that one, 151.
Yeah. Go. Keep going down. Keep going down. Oh, it's on the processing. Okay. Do you see the functions? Yeah. No, not those ones. Um,
There
somewhere
used to be.
somewhere in here, I'm doing a head. I know this for a fact. Maybe it's on
Wow.
the caller of
Where?
this function. Go to the harvest resource. Who is calling this function?
Who is calling this function? Just this place.
Just this place. No, this is
Can,
just a
can
update.
we go back to the stack trace again?
Uh, yeah, it's
173. 173 is saying there.
73. That's the first time it blew up. But there is
There
135
it
yeah, it's
is.
something.
here.
Oh, there's the head. We were blind. We are blind. There it
I
Okay.
is.
had it highlighted, Lemos.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but the blue is not the blue that I like. So
Ooh!
anyway, so we have to do something about this.
the blue
You're
banana.
you're kind of crazy, Lemos. You know that?
Well, I prefer my blue.
Because you say that blue is better than green, but then you say it has to be your blue, not
Yeah,
any
on
blue.
a black background like yours, yes, this green is better than that blue. Yes. That's why you should
Banana
use Emacs
cubes.
background.
Banana.
Is this meeting being recorded?
Yeah, this
It
meeting is
is.
being recorded, yes.
Okay, I will
Refrain
record.
from making joke with
Anyway,
boobs.
anyway, we need to do something about this. So, in the case in which the quantity goes to 0, we actually return a delete. What is the return of deletes in EPG SQL? I have no idea. We need to check
What's
the
the
docs.
return of what?
Just crash
In
the
the
server.
in the library that we are using to do the Postgres on Erlang, what is the
Mhm.
output of a delete? That's the question.
Well, that's not the problem. The problem is that this is going to return an empty list.
Mm.
Well, but that's going to be the return of the delete.
No, it's going to be the return of this.
Wait. Oh, you're right. Actually, we do the delete on the procedure, and that apparently worked. Uh, okay, okay. I see the problem. But there is another problem. How are we gonna inform the... Okay, I have an idea. After 173, instead of doing the head, you do a pattern match. See if the list is empty. If it is, we need to create a delta resource ourselves. Do you see?
Okay. Yeah,
Otherwise, we
okay.
do what is being done here.
Uh, okay, so basically, um, case
On that, yes.
on this
If there,
off.
yeah, if there, it is a list with one element, we just return the element.
Uh, well, then we return the delta resource.
If it is an empty, you return 0. No, wait, not 0. Let me think. Because you're doing a maps get with that stuff. So, uh,
If it's empty, we break.
and if it's anything else, you should blow up.
And if anything else, we panic.
Yeah.
Uh, what's the best way to do that actually? I don't know.
It's fail. 147. Oh, but this is
Okay.
inside a K. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to work, but that's okay.
It should.
Um, let me think a little bit. Okay, instead of the break, put a map with the quantity key. It's
Uh,
hashtag curly braces quantity.
can I just say that it's really confusing that they use this syntax when this actually means a set enclosure?
Yes, it is really confusing.
So quantity.
I don't remember the syntax now. I think it's column
I think
equals.
it's
Oh, you think it? No,
column equals.
I don't remember, man. Let's
No, I
use the
think it's an
arrow.
arrow. I think it's an arrow
Zero,
actually.
0. That's it. That's it. That's it.
We need the resource name as well, don't we?
No, the resource name we don't because the client knows the position. That's it. Everything else should stay the same. Let's see if this works. Put an error message there, like unreachable,
Yeah,
whatever.
unreachable state for the day we get this reachable somehow.
They will come. So
Yeah, this should be impossible because the positions are primary keys of the table, which means that it should not be possible to have more than one. We either have 0 or 1. So
put a bomb
that's the reason.
emoji when you
Bomb emoji.
There we go. Logical contradiction.
Yeah, that also works. Let's see if the server is okay with this.
Uh, okay. Just server, right?
Oh damn. Oh, you're probably missing a comma somewhere.
Semicolon,
Do
semicolon,
we have an
comma.
and for the case? I think we have and for the case, right? So
Wait,
and.
wait, wait, wait. Is it really case?
Case off, there's an and missing. Yep.
there's
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
right.
an end missing. Yes, end missing. Indeed. Aqui se tome delta resource.
Then now it's saying that
All right. It's because I use the same name. Let's just call it something else.
Just call it D.
data man.
data is the second worst name one can ever come up with.
Yeah, but this is inside a case. The context is in the surroundings. Who cares?
Just delta, man. Come on, whatever. No one cares.
That parts.
We just
let's
wanted to see
call
it
it.
works.
Let's call it
Get a cheap
X.
one.
Sure.
Let's call it X.
Worst
Okay,
you made,
he
thank you,
chose the
Maria.
worst one.
That was the first worst. Okay, that was good. The
Actually,
second
no.
worst.
Let's call it A. Actually,
Let's call it ABC. That's it.
there we
Table
go.
error. No, no, no. Table error. Go back there. Duplicate key. I
Okay.
think we need to do a reset.
I'll do
I
it back.
think just to
Table
make sure.
error. Okay, okay. Right. Just db reset.
And then server. Yep.
There we go.
Client time. Okay, so let's go straight up to the rock and do the five thingies
Let's get
and see what the
localhost
heck
version.
happens. Theoretically, everything should be okay. Okay, so great so far.
Theoretically, my theory.
Go.
I have a PhD in theoretical gaming. Now it should work.
Go. One more.
Ah!
Wait, that's not correct.
Oh, you know what it is? I know what it is.
Oh! No, wait, what?
No, I know why. I know why. It's because if the thing is not a resource, we just use the default scale, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, but that doesn't make
We're not
sense.
actually,
No, 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 that doesn't make sense because we do a deletion on the resource table.
but we don't remove this from the object. Like we don't remove the object from the map. Is the point?
Doesn't matter, the lookup should fail.
Yes, the lookup is gonna fail, so it's going to use the default
No, no,
scaling
no, not
and
that lookup. No, 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 no. Go to the. I know exactly where the confusion between our communication is. Go to the main.zig inside the game. Yeah, you see line. Where is it? Oh. Oh, I see. Oh man, that's so fucked up. We need to do a replacement on the objects to be empty on that particular. Ah, god damn it. Okay, you see the
so
problem?
we need to take the position of the object, do an index, and well, just replace it with empty, right?
Yes, exactly. But I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to do that.
Well,
So close yet so far. Go to the. Wait a moment. Before we go to this, go to the repo of the Postgres and let's see if you have all the 50.
I do.
Nice. And do the same with the view. Let's see if it's 0. Wait, what?
Uh,
No, not that one. Well, yeah, wait. It is kinda, sort of. No, not that one. That's gonna be fucked up. No, this is these are the recipes. This is not. I forgot what table it is. Uh,
oh, the connection timed out again.
yeah, but I forgot, man. What is the table that we can look at the available resources? Um, oh man, go to the code. I think maybe it's gonna be easier for us.
Can we make it so every time the window is killed, it sends a logout to the server?
Semicolon, semicolon.
Oh,
No. Yeah, this is still not it. Yeah, go to the code, man.
no,
Go
no, no.
to.
This is it actually. There's a tree in the pond at this position,
Yeah, but
but
this
as you
is.
can see,
Yeah,
there's
let's fix this though. Go ask on here.
no, 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 no. This is right, Lemus. There's a
No,
tree, but there's
I
no more rock.
agree. Yeah, there's no more rock. You are right, but I want to fix the rendering. So reverse slash x space on semicolon. Now do the same thing. Yeah, thank you. And you are right. There's only the tree. There's no rock anymore, which means that the procedure worked. Nice.
But yeah, the point is we need to do the removal here from the object map as well.
Yep, that is very true. So we need to do. Well, we know the x and y, so we should be able to do the math for the indexing that we're doing on the loop over there, right? And if this succeeds, do an else on that, else on this if.
You mean here?
No, the well, not no the inner one, else the else of the inner if, this one, because we're just gonna do that if the actual removals succeeded, because it's kind of a dangerous operation.
Why?
Well, because we are about to remove something out of the rendering completely. I would put on the else of this if.
On the else of this if.
Or you remove the exclamation mark and put in the body of this and the warning on the else. Doesn't matter.
No, Lemos. If we do remove this,
Then we need to remove it
then
from the objects.
but if we fail to remove this, then there's a chance that there's actually a ghost object that we're rendering that we shouldn't.
Oh, okay, so what you're saying is that we should remove it regardless if the quantity is 0.
Yeah, there's no reason to make this conditional. We can just say game state dot world dot map, and we need to look at the objects, right?
We're going to do indexing equals to dot empty, basically.
Objects. Is it objects?
Yes, it is objects. Open brackets, close brackets, equals
Wait,
dot
no, but
empty.
this is an enum map. That's not really.
Oh, you need to go to
What
the
is?
instance. No, go back, go back. It's the instance crap. You see that instance there? Everything else are the tables. The instance are actually the objects. And now you do dot objects, and this is an array. This is a slice. And then you do the indexing with the open brackets. We're gonna have to do the math equals dot empty basically. Now we need to do the math. So I don't remember how to do the math of this one. So let's go to the loop that we were before.
Well, we can do. The x is going to be. Oh, that's gonna shadow something probably.
There's already an x here.
But
159.
these are. The problem is that these are floats.
No, we're gonna have to do some casting, but I don't remember the math to do the plus and the multiplication because this is we're using that trick of um, one-dimensional array being indexed by two-dimensional.
Uh,
Just copy from the other
okay.
file.
So we need to choose. We need to take the. Well, x is the number of the column, right? So
I don't recall, man. Let's copy paste it from the other file.
it's y times the width plus the x. But what is the width is the question.
I actually know. It's go to that instance. Yeah, width and height. Man,
Well,
make a make a shit for big make map instance because this is a gigantic thing. Pick a pointer, although this is already should be a pointer. I don't know why you don't want to look at on the other file. I'm gonna look it for you. What are we doing normally there? Because we already had this confusion before. I don't remember which one we settled. So client, source, game, main, and the math is width times y plus x.
which is what I did.
Okay, so we did correctly on the other one as well. Nice. Let's see if this compiles.
Oh, this can go away.
It doesn't
And it
compile.
didn't compile.
Incompatible.
Compatible types. Right, because I'm flooring, but I'm not actually. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Float from int.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this whole thing needs to be an integer as well, which is kind of annoying. Um,
Yeah, I would make a separate binding for this. Const index equals.
uh, actually, no. I can just do this, and I can say. Oh, actually, that's not gonna quite work because there are no locations for this. Yeah, no. Const. 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 Const.
Index
Const. We should say index,
equals.
which is usize
Yes.
equals
Then
int
you copy that
from
those
float.
things there.
Uh, actually, let's call this the row offset.
No, you're gonna calculate the index from these parts. Okay.
Uh, what the heck? Let's call this y integer.
Okay, you got from good names to worse ones. That's funny.
Because here's the problem. I need to do this multiplication, right?
Yes.
And this is
This is a U32, the width.
this is a U32. Uh, yeah, you know what? As U32, this times the map instance width, and let's just call this row offset. And this is row offset plus
Yeah, you're gonna have to do the same thing. U32, all the
U32. Actually, yeah, no, this is fine. Int from float.
boom.
There.
Okay, let's see if it. Well, it probably doesn't compile. There's something complaining there.
Expected a comma after. Right, I'm missing a close parenthesis here.
Okay, let's see if it compiles. Almost
Uh,
there, almost there. Just this tiny little bug still doesn't compile. Cannot
cannot assign
assign
to
to
a
constant.
constant.
I'm
Hmm.
confused. So that's not a
Right,
pointer.
because no, it's because this is a slice of constant pointers.
Okay, we definitely should not do that anymore then. But I don't know the implications of changing that.
Uh, well, it's a slice of constant pointers, but the slice itself is mutable, so uh, you know what? Let's call this
I'm confused. What is the proposed solution?
empty object. Actually, no, this is a terrible name.
What do you want to do, man?
The problem here is that uh, because this is a slice of const objects, this needs to not be const, basically.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I just don't know the implications of doing that, but let's see if it compiles. Oh, we're actually not gonna discover if this doesn't work because it's a zero thing. Okay. Uh, Did
Let's
you?
just do it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do that. Okay, let's go. But it's a zero thing. Let's see if that changes anything.
Actually, I wonder, does this work? It doesn't. Okay.
Okay, I see what you tried to do there.
Yeah, I see.
Okay,
No
okay.
no IPv6 for us.
Yeah, this is the time. After you log in with your character, if it works, that means that zero didn't blow up. Boom. Okay, it worked. Nice. Let's go.
There we
Yes!
go.
Woohoo! You can even walk on there, right?
I can.
Yes! Yes, boys!
One thing that can happen later, but I think it can this can happen in the next release. But it is after you fire a delete. I think that's a good usage of list and notify,
Yes,
because
that's true.
then we can notify a certain, I don't know, a certain process on the database to schedule the rock to be replaced
100%.
after X amount.
100%.
To be cool.
Very good
That's a really
idea,
good.
Benny.
Yeah, like we can create an issue for that later.
Man, okay, let's consume some trees. Go chop chop.
I'm gonna consume.
Oh, there's only one tree. The other one is not actually a resource.
Yeah, but this works. Man,
It's gonna
this
take
one.
a while.
Yeah, this is going to take a while because it's 50 on the ratio of one. So it's gonna take 50 iterations.
We need Minecraft graphics ASAP.
Yeah, no, I'm not learning Blender. You can learn it if you want. Anyway, so we did it. Okay, so how we were so off on the how much after this was about to take. Holy fuck.
Oh no, please don't tell me we're going to have a lessons learned.
No, not lessons learned. It's just that this was unexpectedly more hard. Holy fuck.
As if I didn't already had this bullshit in my real job.
Wow. Dealing with the dead alchemist also was unexpectedly harder than
Yeah,
me.
no,
And it
no.
was I already thought it was going to be hard,
Yeah,
so
but that stuff. Well, let's again. We're recording, so be careful. But that stuff was using microservices. It's not using relational database. So like that was already expected to be hard. This thing, okay, yeah, it's
And
getting
by
there.
the
It's
way,
getting really small. Holy fuck! It's still going,
that's
man.
a very tiny tree.
It's still going. Are you gonna be able to tell? I'm not sure. I can't see it. I can't see it anymore.
I can see the
Now it's
day
going.
we're going to
I
have a
can walk
bug
here.
where we try to trespass this, but we can't because there is like a one resource tree in the title, and we're going to be pissed
Okay,
off.
so you can quit this, Marin. Disconnect. Yeah, the logout. Yeah. Then let's go final check on the database. Go to the repo.
Log in as Baguetta just to see how his world looks like.
Yeah, yeah, that's also a good idea, Bene. Okay, the view has nothing. Go to your inventory.
Uh,
Yes. Let's do
I
what
have
what Bene said though.
I have 50 Great Barduk branches.
Yeah, let's do what Bene said though. Let's log in with
As a
Magetta's account and see if the resources are vanished from there as well. This
Oh,
doesn't mean that in terms of the deadlocks and concurrency between multiple users, we're gonna have to test that out. No, that's not the correct one. It's
and
password
Baguetta,
123. Yep.
and it's and Baguetta.
oh right. Actually, yeah. There's a. I'm missing his initial. Let's be Geiseric today.
Okay, go down there.
Oh,
Oh fuck. And I know why. I think. Wait, do I know why? No, no, I do know why. This is because. This is because. Oh man, I don't know who to blame if it. I don't think it's the server, which means there is some caching nonsense going on. And
oh,
I know how to can check for it. Log out, close the client, and open again.
Close the client and open again.
Yeah, if it's a caching issue on the client, this is how you're gonna know. Because the database is still running from the same state from before. So
Mhm.
if this doesn't show the resources, there is some caching. We need to clean up some stuff between the logins.
Let's be Hunerik this time.
And the answer is
Yeah, it's still here.
wait.
Oh, I think. Hmm.
I'm a little bit. Wait, can you you cannot consume those though.
No, they
They turn it into objects.
are not actually there.
No, no, no. Can you walk on top of them?
Oh, you
No.
know what the problem is actually? We removed the fact that they are a resource, but we never actually got rid of the object from the map.
Yeah, the database doesn't. The database is saying these things are not resources, but they are still objects, my friend.
Mm.
So that's
Mhm.
why you cannot walk on top of them, right, Marinho?
I
Nope.
cannot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the records are still here. There's
Mhm.
No, keep going, keep going. Empty.
a chest, there's a bush,
Yeah, we need to see
empty.
the rock. There's only one rock on the map. Rock,
Well,
rock, bush, bush. There it is. Okay, so what? That was a little unexpected, actually.
but it is precisely what we told the database to do.
Yeah,
Yep.
but there is a very easy way to fix it. In the procedure that we're doing the deletion of the resource, we should also delete on the object.
Mhm. Yes.
So there is a deletion happening somewhere, either when 103 or 104, for sure. I think it's 103. I think it's 103.
Here.
In that if the target quantity, that delete should happen, but we should also do another delete. I don't know the table though.
Please do both in a transaction. Oh, but it's a procedure, right? A
This
procedure
is
is
already
already.
happening in a transaction.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's good.
Uh, what is it? Map.object. I think it's map.object, right?
I think yeah. Let's go to that table though.
Yeah.
Open side by side. I think it's going to be more useful.
No map or instance. Kakone.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Okay, that's map and then here.
yeah. So let's go to the left buffer. Can you scroll down?
I
Keep
can.
going, keep going. Map
So
tile, map object.
map.object.
The
Mhm.
primary.
Map.object.
What are the primary keys? Map
It should be the
name.
same actually.
Awesome. That's it. Then.
Aqui você tome. Everything is simple.
Okay, let's see. Well, close the server. We're already timed out, but close the server. Then reset the
Uh,
database. Okay, let's go. Go with Magetta this time, because Magetta already has 2 characters.
uh, localhost. Login. I think that issue would actually show up even with just a single character actually.
Yeah, but we just reset the database, so we don't know if you're. We need at least 2 characters. Ideally 2 accounts, but at least 2 characters to know.
Okay, so Hunerik goes
Consume,
here.
yeah, consume this shit.
No, mine. Use the proper verbs, Lemos.
Yeah, okay.
Do not commit verbicide, please.
Okay, now you log out.
Log out.
Log in again. Yes, that. You choose the other
Let's
one.
be Hunerik. And it broke.
Oh, fuck. Wait. This is an error, which means that the server blew up. So go back.
Yes.
Oh,
Wait.
you tried to log in twice? That's the problem.
No, I did it. We did a log out though. That doesn't make sense.
Mm.
We did a log out. You click log out, right, Maninho? Actually, you will
I
not be
did.
able to log in if you're already logged in.
You never know.
Why?
Okay, let's do dumb happy path first.
Why,
Then we
why,
do
why,
this.
why? Yeah, let's do dumb happy path first. So let's go back. Uh,
Reset the
yeah,
server, reset
reset the database, reset the server.
Actually, the database is still doesn't have the. Yeah, just log in the server and see if you can't see the object anymore.
Well, I
No,
will
he
because I
just
just
yeah
reset the
yeah
database.
he resetted the database. But that still doesn't make sense to me. Why we had an error? Okay, so there's that. Consume
I'll mine
well,
the rock.
mine it.
Like,
Boom, 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 boom.
boom, 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 boom. I
Done.
want to clean my
All
room.
right.
Yeah,
Doesn't go
So if I
that's a
do
zoning
this,
thing.
now you
Now
choose
log out. No, yeah.
me.
Wait. What happened?
I joined the map with the same character and it also broke.
Tommy.
Yeah, but we're not. We don't know what failed though.
Yeah, what triggers
Well, we
Uh,
returned the error from this line.
yeah, but this is a zero error, which means that we received an error and we're just blowing up, but we don't know the error message. I mean. Um,
Well, the error is this.
oh, it is in there. Go up. Mismatch between dimensions, styles, and objects.
Ooh.
Tiles and objects.
Oh, the database is doing a check. Okay. Uh,
Oh, actually, I know what the problem is. Instead of doing a delete, we need to uh, update where. No, wait, that doesn't quite work.
no, that works because no, that works. Is quantity equals zero, right?
No, that's not the problem. We need to do insert. This is sequential, right?
Yes.
Insert. I forgot what the keyword. It's just insert, right?
I don't. I keep forgetting the syntax as well. Yeah, it is insert.
Oh, it's into. Okay.
We cannot delete though the object because the dimensions are. There is a check on that. And the reason that I
No,
did
no, no,
that
no,
is because the
no, no,
index
no.
is
Hear
gonna
me out.
fucked up.
Hear me out. Hear me out. We just say empty.
What?
See?
Yes, that's it. That's it. Why can't we? Oh, it's because it's a primary key. Very good,
Yeah.
Bene. Not Bene. Marinho. Very good. Very good. That won't work though because I think you need a column bullshit. So go to the
Why?
inputs file because Postgres is nonsensical. Go to the inputs file. There is it is in there.
It actually is nonsensical.
Yeah. So there is at some point there is this bullshit on the yeah.
What do you mean bullshit, man? Postgres just want to be type safe.
No man, you could definitely
Do you know
understand this
that
by
tables are
itself.
types in Postgres?
Wait, repeat.
Tables are types in Postgres.
Tables are types in Postgres.
Well, yeah, you can return
Yeah.
a table as a function, right? From a function.
Yes, but you can't do subtyping that way. You need to use the inheritance of tables to do subtyping, which is just
Did you
cringe.
forget wait. It's insert, not where. It's not it's
Oh,
not
right.
insert
It's not
where.
where. It
Yeah, yeah.
actually needs to be
Values.
a.
Values.
Insert to
Insert
values.
into map objects and then values.
Yes.
No, values capital. Well, everything capital letters there. And then you put the things in order, though. You need to put things in order. And
Yes.
that's a problem. Is that a problem? Do you have everything to do an insert? That's the question.
We should.
The objects are not done here. Remember, we have the script
Uh,
to do that.
do you have
We
any columns that are auto-generated?
no, we have everything. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay. Target map name, then the kind. And it is super fragile because if we ever reorder the names of the
Magetta,
columns.
can we put the name of the fields?
Well, what? Where?
If we're
What are you
doing an
talking about?
insert and I don't want
Mhm.
to depend on the order of the fields, can I make them like with the key?
Oh, after the
You
table came.
can you need to put. Wait, show me the whole statement. Wait, values. Yeah, you
No,
need to define everything before on the object.
yeah, but Marinho, go back to the inputs file. I think there is a solution to your problem. Look at lines. Uh, Look at lines 32 and 33, or 24, 25. Do you see what I'm doing there?
Okay.
You actually can control the order there if you don't want to have this fragile thing.
So kind. Uh,
No, map name, then kind,
all right. Map
and
name, kind, X position, Y position.
do a break line after this. Thank you. Let's see. Very good catch, Marinho. This is actually it. We need to delete the previous one and add another one with empty. Very good. I'm glad I added some error messages at some point. Because I would never guess there is a mismatch in dimensions. Okay,
Okay, let's mine, and there's no crafting.
that's mine with no crafting, yes. Done.
Right.
Now swap the. Well, you're gonna have to swap. Well, log in with your own for now. Okay,
That works.
that works.
If I log out and be Magetta, and Magetta is not a schemer.
I'm not a schemer. And a password. 1, 2,
One,
3.
two, three.
Let's be Geyserik this time.
That's secretly a JavaScript dialect, by the way.
Okay,
There we
now.
go.
Yeah, but I also want to test between characters of the same account. But chopping the tree will take forever. So.
Well,
Can't you increase the chop interval with the delta for trees?
Yes,
we
we
can.
actually can. Uh,
Uh,
it's gonna have to do an update though.
Are
Update
you
on
afraid
the.
of a database?
No, but the views are not. What's the name? Um, Not
they're not
materialized.
updatable, yeah.
Updatable, yeah. The views are not updatable, which means that we're gonna need to do it on the level of the tables. What is the table though? I don't remember.
Esse cara tem medinho de atualizar a tabela na Wii.
The table is.
I think its object is resource.
Is we probably not on this file though. Probably on the resource SQL. No, not this one. Well, this one, but you're gonna have to reset the database.
Mm, yeah,
Uh,
let's just do it. Actually, let's just reset the database. That's probably easier, actually.
it isn't because now I know the query, but we can reset it if you want. I know the query now though.
Log out. Then, actually, let's disconnect. DB reset.
Did you change it? Oh, you're gonna just use the rock again, no problem.
I'm just gonna use the rock, yeah, that's easier. Let's be Geyserik. Let's mine the rock. And this reminds me so much of Digimon World 1, actually.
Kind of reminds me of RuneScape in a bad way.
Because there's a quest there for one of the recruitable Digimon where you can speed up the quest by helping him carry dirt out of a tunnel that's being dug. And the dirt is like this big pile, and it just becomes smaller when you grab a chunk to go outside and dump it.
I see. Change accounts though. Oh, change characters though,
Let's be Hunerik.
which is supposed to spawn here anyway. And there's
No
no
rock.
rock.
Let's go here and let's be Geyserik. Well,
Yeah, I have to fix this behavior. It is swapping the characters on the selection. You are
okay.
Hunerik now, so you can Be Geyseric now.
Okay.
You're still there.
And I'm still here, and there's still no rock. That's great, actually.
Okay, so format the code and do a commit and let's call it. We did it in less than 2 hours. 10 minutes from 2 hours.
Uh, okay, let's
Damn.
do. Actually, let's just do it from here. So Zig, fmt dot.
I'm so proud that we did things correctly though. The database is actually doing the shit that it's supposed to be doing.
Maybe poorly and very slow. But
I don't know, maybe it's low, but poorly I have my doubts. I think
We don't have a formatter for Erlang set up, do we?
no, neither for Postgres. I am using one at work that I need to talk to Magit.
Okay. Uh,
Uh,
make the rock easier to mine, just for testing, right? I'm gonna keep this.
uh-huh. But anyway, aside from the whole
Fix.
speed thing, we're definitely not being the fastest. In terms of the approach, I want to know what is the problem from that Magetta is identifying.
Which problem?
Magetta said that we're doing it slowly and probably poorly, but we are doing
uh,
resources.
no indexes, no
Indexes.
no updatable views
No,
doing
the slowliness I agree. I just want to know the
no
poorly.
bouncer, no nothing in the way.
And we haven't tested how it works with multiplayer yet. That's why I asked Bene to have the server up and running again.
Oh, Magetta, do you remember how we used to do migrations with dbup?
With what? Say that again.
dbup on F Sharp.
Oh, DB up. Yes.
That you can make dbup do only once migrations and repeatable migrations, right? We even did that at work. So I was basically writing a tool to do that, but in Erlang because I'm getting pissed with having to do migrations on shell scripts because the Erlang tooling sucks. And I'm kind of rewriting a dbup clone on Erlang to use on this project
Yeah.
to make it easy to add because when it comes to the tables definitions, yeah, usually it has to be like a only once migration. But for functions and views and indexes, well, actually indexes no, but for functions and views, I want to make them repeatable
Mm-hmm.
so we can
Yeah.
iterate faster. Right now, everything is mixed, right?
I'm
But
gonna finish the recording now.
okay.